What's going on, everyone? Alex de Silva. I hope you are well and you're having an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode. And today, let's talk about something which I kind of got criticized a little bit being younger, when I came into recovery, day-to-day life. I've had people make snidey comments, so I want to share on this. How to maintain high vibes as a man. How to maintain high vibes as a man. And why is this important? And I want to touch on the topic real quick. So I always laugh, and I say this quite often when I'm speaking, or you guys may have heard me mention this before. I think whoever creates us, God, creator, whatever you want to call it, let's not get religious, overdid it on the optimism cup when he was creating me. And the reason, and I said joke, it's not something I take too seriously, but I laugh about it because I'm always very positive. I am the overscale of optimism. There could be a meteor coming towards us right now. Everything is going to be all right. Don't worry about it. I try to always maintain the high vibes. And I'll be honest, it's something which I really struggled with. It really affected my self-esteem. It really affected my confidence because I wasn't confident enough as a man to stand in my own truth and say, no, this is who I am. I accept who I am. Like it, like it. Don't like it, lump it. That's it. It is quite simple. And a lot of us are afraid, worried, scared of what other people are going to think. So we people please, we behave differently around certain people in case we bring the vibes high. So today I want to share 8 tips to help you to maintain a higher vibration, high vibes, just to be able to function in a more positive way. And if you're struggling, this is especially for you, because I've struggled, especially with maintaining a consistency with regards to how I was feeling. And don't get me wrong, as I said, I've always been very positive, but don't be fooled by thinking that positivity wasn't also worn as a mask. I always like to share that because sometimes it's very easy, especially the people that know me, know that I'm very smiley. I am naturally positive. I'm a nice guy. I don't take shit from people. But before, I was a massive people pleaser. I was very worried about what people thought of me. I never wanted to hurt other people's feelings. And that's important to understand that, look, anything I share here is just knowledge sharing. You could have your own thing. And if that works for you, let me know. I want to know what works for you so we can talk about it. We can share, because the more knowledge we share amongst men, amongst this community, the more and more we vibe, the more and more we learn, we grow, we develop. So let's get cracking. Number 1, self-care. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This is so important. I say this all the time, and sometimes I feel like a broken record, especially amongst men. This is something that gets overlooked all the time. I see it on social media. I see it online, and it really annoys me that self-care, when it comes to men, is something that's still seen as a weakness. It's still seen as something that we shouldn't be talking about openly, honestly, vulnerably. Listen, men feel emotions. We are mental, physical, spiritual beings, just like women. And we must ensure that we're looking after ourselves. So self-care is something that should not be even negotiated. It's non-negotiable. Your self-care is the most important thing you need to take care of. If you're a son, you're a father, you're a partner, you're a friend, you're a colleague, you're alive, your self-care comes first. And you need to understand physical is so important. This physical body that carries you throughout your life, from the day you take the first to the day you take the last breath, this thing carries you takes you all over the world. It allows you to have incredible experiences. And if you don't look after it by what you drink, what you consume, how you fuel your body, you're going to struggle. And we're seeing it more and more and more, how obesity has gone through the roof to ridiculous numbers. I used to go on holiday and I used to see Europeans, I used to see Americans, and they used to get laughed at. I used to look at it, and I was fat myself. I struggled with my weight. I've been overweight. I've been obese. So I'm not one to be criticizing or judging anybody. I've been there myself. But it was more of something that was in the media, something that talked about where we in the UK, we were the healthiest ones. And often it would be in America and other countries around the world where people were seen as obese. Now I go on holiday in Europe, I go on holiday all over the world, and all I see is fat people. There are almost more fat people than there are healthy people. And it's incredible how now social media, you see it in magazines. And don't get me wrong, whatever you choose to do is down to you. You don't need to preach to me. I just do me. But here's something. You've got to be realistic with yourself. When people say, oh, I'm fat and happy, I tried that one. It doesn't work. It's a lie. I was never fat and happy. I was wearing a mask pretending I was fat and happy when I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without blowing my ass off. I was gassing. That's not healthy. That is not happy. And a lot of us have been lied to, and we've been sold this lie that it's okay for you to be obese, to eat all of this junk and pretend that it's okay. It's not okay. And here's the other reason, it affects your mental state. And you can pretend as much as you want. And I've been there myself. If you are physically unfit, you are also going to struggle mentally. Why? Because I don't care what you say. You have to look in a mirror. You look in a mirror every single day. That's a fact. When you're brushing your hair, you're washing your face, you're brushing your teeth. These are things that naturally happen. And you will, somewhere throughout your day, you will see a reflection or a shadow of yourself. And it will impact you. And it's so hard because I've been there. I've been there myself, and it was a real struggle for me to see myself physically and mentally struggle, and then go through the emotional pain of not feeling good enough. And I remember this as a kid. I remember being on a bus once, and a girl, she only said it because she told her friends that she fancied me and I didn't fancy her, and I didn't mean anything by it. But because I said, look, I don't fancy you, she was really offended by it, and she started to attack me because I was a chubby kid. I was a cute kid. I've always been cute. I've always had a really nice smile. And I guess people just like that because I've also always been quite confident and, just kind of happy-go-lucky. But she berated me, man. She went for it. She made me feel like crap. And emotionally, it burnt a hole. It really affected me because what that girl had said, and I know it's a reflection on how she was feeling. I understand it today with what I do, but it really hurt me. And I as I was growing up, I must have been about 12 to 14. By the time I got to 16, I was lean. And I was short when I was that age as well. When I was 12, 14, I was very short. And my family, they used to joke about it. And that used to hurt me too. They used to say that I was going to be short and fat. I was going to be one of those people in a recliner chair, eating pizza, drinking beer, watching, sports on TV. Far from that. Far from it. It still pains me that I'm just under 6 foot, but I am lean. I am strong. I am healthy in mind, body, and spirit. But all of these things that happened to me before, Yes, they were painful, but it helped me to become a better version of me. So there is always a reason why we go through these experiences and why these experiences are so valuable to us. So the physical element, if you don't look after that, if you're not feeling that you're and I don't mean as in your six pack and when you're looking incredible. I have a 4 pack, and it's starting to show a little bit more. But I don't care. I don't sell, nutrition programs. I'm not a fitness model. I don't get paid to do this every single day. I do the things I love, but I want to feel my best. Why? For me, first and foremost, it's a second example to my children, and to also be able to run around with them. And my son and my daughter are he's 25, she's 18. And I like to set a good example for them as well, as a younger father. Um, I want to make sure that they understand that it's good for them to look after their physical, because it will affect their mental and also the emotional. And now listen, once I dialed in all of these three things, physical got better. Mentally, I felt incredible. Emotionally, I did too. Why? Because I was confident. I felt confident in myself. I felt confident in how I stood. I feel confident in how I speak, and everything changes. So engaging in activities that make you feel good, such as nutrition, exercising, meditation, getting enough sleep, and eating a well-balanced diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean kind of the 30-day plans. I mean a day-to-day diet, day-to-day nutrition. Now, I'm not saying cut things out completely. I went through the carnivore. I love carnivore because I love meat. So I did carnivore, leaned out, feel great, and I then started to adjust it to fit my lifestyle, to fit how I want to feel and the things I want to improve. Now, I'm not one of these people that are just full on religious. You're either this or you're not. That's not me. I like to find what works for me, and I encourage you to do the same. And I've been down that preacher road when I was a vegan. I've been down that preacher road when I was a veggie. And I slightly went into that when I started to go down a carnivore. But thankfully, because of previous experiences, I learned that actually you have to find what works for you. So find what works for you when it comes down to self-care, because that's really important. But here's the thing, don't bullshit yourself. Stop eating that bowl of BS when it comes down to the truth. If you're struggling, if you're suffering, something needs to change. And make sure that you address that, because it's you and you are the most valuable person. And if you want things in your life to reflect that, you have to live and reflect the things you want to receive. Second, surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who uplift you and support you. Avoid negative influences and toxic relationships that drain your energy. This is so true and so important. There are a lot of people out there who surround themselves with people who just drag them down, who are full of negative talk. They're constantly complaining, moaning. And here's the thing, the words you speak reflects back on the energy and experiences you have. Now, it took me a long time to believe and understand this, which is the reason why I bang on about wellness, meditation, breath work, positive speak, who you surround yourself with. The more and more I started to learn, when I started to put these things into practice, my life and my surroundings changed completely and very fast. So surround yourself with positivity, surround yourself with good people, because these people are there to uplift you. When you surround yourself with successful people, and I don't mean success just from a monetary or materialistic perspective, from a place of emotional success, mental success, physical success. And often when people are success in mind, body, spirit, everything else comes with it as well. And I found out. Surround yourself with those people. If you don't surround yourself with those people, find them. Find a network of those people that you can surround yourself with, and they can help you to nurture, to grow, to learn, to develop into the person you want to be and become every single day. Number 3, practice gratitude. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude by appreciating the positive aspects of your life. Focus on what you have rather than what you lack, and express gratitude daily. Now, this is something I do every single day, and I do it throughout the day because I've learned I am so tuned in now. I am so aware of my surroundings, the things that happen for me, even the things that happen to me. I'm so aware of all of these things now that when I go through a challenge, I'm grateful for the challenge. When something amazing happens to me, I'm so grateful for that. When something happens for me, I'm very grateful too. As soon as I wake up, one of the things that I do is I say thank you. And I'm so grateful. And I share aloud or within a prayer or in my meditation. Even when I'm feeding my son, when I put him down, he's 18 months. So when I'm feeding him his milk in the evenings, I sit there and I look at him and I'm grateful, and I share gratitude for him, for my two daughters, my eldest son, for my wife, for the beautiful home that I have, for the opportunity to speak these words, to be able to share knowledge and information, to have food on the table, to have water to drink, to have eyes to see. Can you see how much I practice? It's so easy for me to do. Now, to start with, it was hard. It was hard for me to start to find things that I'm grateful for. But here is one of the main reasons, one of the most important reasons why you should practice gratitude every day. If you suffer from depression, you must do a gratitude list every single day. Why? Because gratitude is a form of lack. We go into gratitude, we lower our energy, our vibration, and this is where we start to suffer from fear, from anxiety, depression. Everything then is a lack. Why do things always happen to me? Poor me, the victim mentality. Now, when you start to raise your energy and you start to raise your vibration, you do this to gratitude. Seeing the things that you have in your life will help you to realize how amazing, how incredible your life actually is. And again, when I say incredible, phenomenal, fantastic, amazing, I don't mean it from a monetary or materialistic perspective. I mean it for you as an individual. And I want to share this because it's so important for people to understand. You can have all the money in the world, and I see influencers who have millions and millions and millions in a bank, but the way that they speak clearly says there is still trauma, there is still a lack, there is still anger, there is still resentment, there are still things there that needs to be worked on. So when I say these things, is if you can cultivate the best version of yourself as you stand, as the man or woman that you are, everything else you have is an incredible bonus, incredible bonus. Number 4, set goals and pursue your passions. Set meaningful goals and work towards them. Pursue activities and hobbies that bring you joy and fulfillment. Having a sense of purpose can contribute to positive vibes. And this is so incredibly true. And I had to find this out for myself. I've worked in the recruitment industry for 18 years, and I've done incredibly well in that industry. But I've always been setting up my lifeboat because I've always wanted to work for myself. I love doing a podcast. I love my app. I've just written a book, which is now on Amazon Kindle, and I'm just waiting for it to be approved on paperback. And I have never thought that these things would be possible for me. I wanted them, but I was doing it part-time. And as you guys know, I had a car accident and I was made redundant from my job, and it gave me all of this free time. So all of the things that I was doing part-time, I was all of a sudden able to put my full time into them. And the transformation and how fast I was able to change things was incredible. Now, I have this opportunity to do this. So I always say to people, because I've had to learn this myself, doing a job that, yeah, I enjoy, And I'm very good at, don't get me wrong, I'm very good at what I do. But was it really what I wanted to do long term? No, I was phasing myself out, and I phased myself out a number of times. And I think this time I probably phased out permanently. And I hope so, because what I do now is what I love, and it raises my energy. I wake up every morning. I love what I do. But one of the things I do is I set goals. I set my goals. I write things down. I put things down on my phone or on paper, or I mentally go through things. If I'm not having like a full pack day and I know the things I need to do, I just go through them. I always set a goal because it gives me that sense of focus. Number one thing, I like to be focused. When I sit at this desk, when I'm sat here, I am focused from the moment I sit, which is between, depending when if I'm doing kids drop-offs or my wife's doing them. If my wife's doing them, it's from 8:30 up until lunchtime, which is when I have my first meal, which is about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I don't move. I work through and I get a lot done. I'll have something to eat. If I need to go to the gym, I go to the gym. If I don't, I work through all the way until 3:30, 1:45, when I then need to go and pick up the kids. And then when I come back, I then do some work when the kids go to bed. Whether I'm listening to something, whether I'm preparing content for the next day, I do that until about 9 o'clock. And then I get myself ready for bed. So I always plan my day out. And this is something that I do consistency. And it's really important that you get into a set your goals and create this purpose for yourself, because we're living this life. This is the life that we have now. Sure, as I understand, we're infinite beings. So we get a chance to come back as much as we possibly can. It's an infinite experience. But this human experience, this Alex experience is now. Why do I want to waste it? And so many people do, because they know and they understand that they can keep coming back. But why the hell would you want to? If you have an opportunity to raise your vibration, to grow as a man, as a woman, to learn, grow, develop, do all of the things that are burning inside you, and you're going out there and you're achieving everything you want, why the hell would you want to waste time? And so many of us do, because of the above, all of the other things that I discussed. So it's very important. Learn, understand, really channel this beautiful gift that you have. And some of you have so many of them, the ability to write, to create content, to sing, to public speak, to coach, to recruit, whatever it may be, to run a business, to create a business, to help others do it, whatever it is. Set your goals, put your passions into place. And I say it from somebody that's been doing it for a while. And honestly, I have never, ever been happier. Number 5, mindfulness and self-reflection. This is something that for me, I used to think this was hippie shiz. I used to think this was hippie crap, to be honest. I never believed in it. I didn't think it wasn't going to do anything for me. But I'll be honest with you, practicing mindfulness is an amazing thing. So practice mindfulness to stay present in the moment and develop self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and make adjustments as needed to align with your values and goals. This is so important for you to understand, and so important to practice. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is being able to stay, as I said, in the present moment. And you also develop self-awareness. If you don't have awareness of yourself, how on earth are you going to progress in anything you do? Self-reflection on what you're thinking. Are you thinking positively? Are you negative self-talk? Are you beating yourself up? These things are so important to understand. Understand your thinking, change your mindset, and you will change the game. This is something I say all the time. Change the way you think, change the mindset, your behaviors, and everything else changes. Your emotions. People are so afraid of their emotions. Your natural emotions, your true emotions, last for 3 minutes. that's it. The rest is in the mind. We create this mind movie that then creates this ongoing suffering. And this is what people attach to, this ongoing mind movie that continues to create, and you're reliving this suffering. You don't let go of it. But when you allow yourself to really experience your emotions, when you have the self-awareness to understand what's truly going on, and you quietly, in mindfulness, allow yourself to listen, to hear the answers, to listen to self, things get resolved so quickly. And then the actions that you take, when you take actions mindfully, you're not just running towards something in desperation, in fear mode, in scarcity. You are a lot calmer. I have become a lot more actively patient. Just always active, always taking action, but being patient of the things. It's the delayed gratification. We're in a society now with social media, constantly gratification. How many people like this? How many people listen to this? And I like statistics, but it's not something that rules my life. If I allow it to, geez Louise, I definitely won't be doing this. I'll be on the other side. So it's very important for you to be mindful of the actions that you take, the words you speak, followed by the actions that you take. When you put all of these things in place, you start to see and realize how you conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis. Breath work is something which is really good for mindfulness, really good for self-awareness, really good to boost your vibes and your energy. And I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's something that I practice, I teach, and it's got huge benefits, and I can talk about that. Actually, if you want to know about it, I interviewed the queen of breathwork. You can go and have a look at that. That's on the podcast. And I've also interviewed the Bruce Lee, or the king of breathwork, Mr. Dan Brule. So go and have a look at those two podcasts. Two incredible people who are really knowledgeable about the industry, about breathwork and the benefits of it. Highly recommend listening. Number 6, positive affirmations. Use positive affirmations to reinforce a positive mindset. Remember, change your mindset and you will change the game. Repeat affirmations that resonate with you, such as, I am confident and I am capable. These things will really help you to vibe, to attract the things that you want in life. I attract positive experiences. That's another one. I attract positive experiences. Or I'm deserving of happiness. So many of us are so quick to talk crap about ourselves. We affirm in the words that we speak. Everything you speak is an affirmation, because you visualize something and you speak it out. You are sending it right back to you. When you do it to somebody else, you receive it right back. So be mindful. Positive affirmation is something that I bang on about all the time. Gratitude and affirmations. These things are so important to help you, not only just to raise your vibration so you kind of have high vibes, but long-term effects of these two affirmations have been proven to help to lower stress and anxiety. Why? Because when we go into this stress and anxiety phase, we are in fight or flight mode. We're out of control. Something's happening. How do we regain control? It's okay. I'm good. I've got this. We've got this. Let's go. You're reaffirming something to yourself. You're telling the brain, which has been designed to keep you alive, safe and protected, not to give you success, is to keep you alive. You're telling yourself, you're positively affirming to yourself that everything is okay. I'm going to push through this workout. This is cool. I'm going to do this. And I'm actually going to finish it in record time. Let's go. This is what happens. These are positive. And a lot of us do it unconsciously, but you also do it very badly. So be very mindful of your affirmations. So that was number 6. Number 7, gravitate towards positive media. Consume uplifting and inspirational content, such as this podcast books, other podcasts, and movies that promote positivity, personal growth, and empowerment. I cannot stress again all of the things that I'm sharing with you. I cannot stress enough how important they are, especially positive media. We are attached to our phones. And I see this when I'm walking down the street, when I'm on public transport, even when I'm in a car, I see people doing it. And it's so annoying because we have become We've become zombies to this phone, to this tablet, to this device. And if it's not a device that's in your hand, it's a device that's on your wall or in your home. So make sure that if you are going to consume content, ensure that you're consuming positive content, because you are here to learn, grow, and develop. And I don't want to be a killjoy, and I don't want to say just watch positive things all the time, because I watch funny things. I like a horror movie. I like action movies. And some people may say that they are damaging to the brain. You know, like people say some music, they say, oh, rap music, or they used to say rock and roll music is damaging. But to be fair, the crap I listen to on the radio now, I think that shit's damaging. And not just the words, that a lot of it I can't understand. It's the vibration of the music that really bugs me, because that I can actually feel when you vibrate on a higher level and you naturally vibrate high, you start to feel when certain things aren't fitting with where you are. And it's very clear to see, very clear to feel. So gravitate towards positive media, because it really does, and it really will help you to stay positive, to stay in those high vibes. And listen, who doesn't like an action movie? Who doesn't like a good comedy? And I will say, I do like a little rom-com every now and then, because they do, they do make you laugh. And I am an emotional guy. I'm not a pansy by any means, but I am emotional. My wife always says to me, "You get an emotion." I'm like, yeah, I am. It is what it is, man. I'm not going to deny it. I do like a good rom-com. So listen, enjoy it. Enjoy these things. Enjoy life. But as I said, stay away from porn. Stay away from things that are going to drag your energy down, especially porn. Having been addicted to it myself, I've realized how damaging it is, not just to mind, not just to the body, but also how we see reality, because it's something that it damages our reality, our perceived reality of how a relationship should be, especially as a man. It's something that's so important. If there's one thing I'll tell you to stay away from, is porn. Stay the fuck away from porn. That stuff is damaging. I also say stay away from alcohol, because that's damaging as well. And having been an alcoholic myself, it is really damaging. So 2 things I always say to people: stay the fuck away from alcohol, stay the hell away from porn. Those things are not good for you. Not good for you by any means. Last but not least, number 8, and I love this one. I saved the best till last. Help others. Engage in acts of kindness and support others. Contributing to the well-being of others can boost your own positive vibes. This is so true. And I was such a selfish prick. I really was. And when it came down to doing things for other people, I would do it, but I would do it expected. I would expect you to do something back for me. Whereas today, I'm in recovery. I'm in a 12-step program. And when I'm asked if I am able to, if somebody says to me, can you come and do a chair, which means can you come and speak at a meeting, I will always say yes if I'm available. And I don't care where it is. I have traveled all over the UK to go and do a meeting, to go and do a chair. Why? Because it can save someone's life. Somebody gave me the opportunity to live. My wife did that for me. A mentor who took me through the 12-step, we'll call him a sponsor, helped me. And next month, very, very soon, in less than a month, I will be 7 years clean and sober because somebody helped me. So when it comes to helping somebody else, I will do whatever it takes, which is why I do the posts, which is why I do videos, which is why I do the podcast. I do these things to help others, and I don't care whether somebody pays me for it. Nobody does. I do a lot of these things for free because I'm starting out. So I don't get paid for this, but I do it because I know how important it is. And I love connecting with you. I love what I do. It raises my vibration so high because I just love this. And if I can just end on this, put all of these things together, put them together, and I'm going to number the 1 to 8. So you've got a little reference point. I'll put it in the blurb, and just really allow yourself to give yourself permission to vibrate high, to have these high vibes. And yes, get rid of people who are bloodsuckers, get rid of energy vampires, get rid of these people. If people don't serve a purpose in your life, there is no reason for them to be in it. If people don't serve a good purpose, a positive purpose in your life, there is no reason for them to be in it. Have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you always, always, always for listening, for downloading, for sharing, for leaving your comments, for being part of this community. And because of you, I get to do this every single week. Go to my website if you want to learn more about wellness coaching, if you want to learn about breathwork, www.alexdasilva.co.uk. I also have a book. This is so exciting. I have a book on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. It's called Stages to Fulfillment. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. It's a 10-stage, step-by-step program to help you to find fulfillment in your life. It helped me massively, and I'm sure it will help to change your life. It was actually a program. It was a flagship program for us when we started a company, and it helped a lot of people. And I sort of just been adding to it over the last 6 years. And I decided to create it into a book, and I hope that you enjoy it. I will speak to you again very soon. Have an amazing day. Take care.